Welcome to Focus Today. You are about to hear an incredible story. I am so honored to have with us today Captain Scotty Smiley. He's authored a book entitled Hope Unseen, the story of U.S. Army's first blind active duty officer. And his story, there's a picture of it there on the screen, those watching on the Dove TV this morning. It is an incredible story. And since Captain Scotty has lost his sight, he's gone on to graduate with an MBA from Duke University School of Business. He has skied Vail. He has skydived. He has climbed Mount Rainier. He's just an incredible gentleman, and I am honored to have him with us. Captain, nice to have you with us today.
No, thank you. It's so good to be here.
And thank you for your service, my friend.
Of course, it's my pleasure.
Did I see a baby behind you a little while ago?
You did. My beautiful wife and I were blessed with our third child, a little baby boy. So he's sleeping well, eating well, and doing everything else very well.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, your story is an incredible one. You have really done so much for our country and then gone on to do so many things since your accident. Tell us, first of all, you lost your sight as a result of a suicide bomber. Is that correct?
That's correct. I was serving as a platoon leader in Iraq, in Mosul, Iraq, where Nineveh is located, and I found a suspicious vehicle where the back end of the car was lower than the front. I cordoned him off, not allowing him to escape, and then yelled at him to get out of the vehicle. And the rules of engagement, we can't just shoot people because we're scared. You have to do everything by protocol and protecting the innocent. And as a result, after me yelling at him, he let his foot off the brake and began to pull forward. And that's when I raised my rifle up to my shoulder, shot 2 rounds in front of his vehicle, and then he and the vehicle disintegrated, sending shrapnel into my eyes.
Wow. And how long's that been now, Captain?
It's been a little over 7 years. 7 years ago, I woke up after being blinded in a coma. I was placed into a coma and woke up 2 weeks later in Walter Reed Army Medical Center with my world black. And my world wasn't just physically black, it was also spiritually black. See, I was raised as a Christian in a Christian family, 3 brothers, 3 sisters. It was war at home, to eat, to get toys, to not let them use your clothes. But all of that taught me, the purpose of life and to glorify God. And as my relationship with God continued to grow throughout high school, college, and then in the military, it all came to a sudden crashing halt when I was blinded, because I honestly didn't know why God would allow something so tragic, so severe happen to me, someone who did everything right and was never at wrong. And it was just a misperception of life. And my world went black. And there's a time in my life where a friend asked me to say a prayer, and I said, I don't know how to pray, and I don't think I know God. And that's when friends and family really understood the pain and agony that I was going through. And, they began to pray, and it was forgiveness that really enabled me to move forward. Not just forgiving the man who blew himself up, which was, trust me, very difficult, but it was asking God to forgive me for denying him. And once I did that, I was able to start moving slowly forward.
Wow, there's so much in that. I guess we could probably just unpack that for weeks. What a story! But you went on with your life. The days ahead were long and hard. You had a terrific supporting family. What turned the corner for you? When you decided, all right, this is it. I got to live with this, and I'm moving forward. Yeah,
that was the hardest part. Was I realized that I was never going to see again. That my life was forever changed. And it didn't mean I had to be happy with it. It didn't mean that I had to enjoy it or appreciate it. But what I had to be was I had to feel blessed to still have life, to still be able to move forward. But it was a multiple of different things. It was, like you just said, it was my family, my wife, my friends, my brothers and sisters, their prayer, their love. But, I had taught Sunday school at the military academy. And this little boy that I had a relationship with, just an awesome little boy, he visited me in Walter Reed. And I realized if little children still look up to me and I can still be used in an amazing way, though I may not know how, I still had a life. And if I did, I had to choose God, and I had to ask for forgiveness and then begin to move my life forward, rebuilding my relationship with my wife, rebuilding my relationship with God, which are, trust me, very difficult. But it was that journey forward in which I was excited to be upon.
What's it like not to see your wife, not to see your new baby that's just been born?
It's hard. It's people ask me, what would you want to see if you had a choice? And it would be my beautiful bride. And not just the outwardly beauty that she has, but the inward beauty, the love, the support, not just to God, but to me and the family. And it's difficult. It's hard to not be able to see the beautiful bride who I dated for 6 years while at the academy and high school, but not to be able to see my children's face ever is difficult. And it's hard to describe to my children and have them understand that I will not be able to see them. But in all honesty, it's the love and the compassion and the care that I give them every day, that they know I love them so much and I treasure them, and that is what I really try to focus on every day.
There's just so much here. And again, let me just say to our viewers and listeners this morning, Captain Scotty Smiley's with us, and he's authored this book, Hope Unseen. And again, there's a picture of it on the screen. It's put out by Howard Press, and you may want to get a copy of it at Barnes & Noble, Amazon, and you may even check and see if it's at Evangel as well. Captain, what's so interesting about this, obviously God is using you, and it's an incredible thing to live through with what you are living through. But what can you say to somebody today that is maybe facing or has just gone through a literally life-transforming injury? All of a sudden, they're just not the same person they were 24 hours ago.
It's tough. It's tough, and I can say I know, or I at least have experience in my own way of what it's like to have your, in my opinion, life be taken from me. But it's the faith that we have. A verse that I highlight in the book, Hope Unseen, is Philippians 4:13, and as Paul is saying, I've been beaten, I've been well off, I've been hungry, I've been well fed, I've been tired, I've been well rested. I can still do all things through Christ who gives me strength. And it's that love and that compassion in which we as sinners know that we do not deserve life. We do not deserve the blessings in which we live with and for every day. And it's that love for God that we have to continue to push forward on and continue to grow. And though your life may seem like it's been changed forever, it's that love in God that we are still human. We still have to love him and have that compassion. And just to surround yourself with fellow believers, good, amazing men and women who understand and can strengthen you was what really helped me also.
Now I understand you're back at West Point. What are you doing there?
Well, I was back at West Point after my Duke education. I received a master's in business administration. I had the opportunity and blessing to teach military leadership to the juniors. And then after a semester, I was asked to command a company. And I had the ability to be the first blind company commander, I believe, in U.S. history, and I'm assuming world history. And it was just an awesome opportunity to help lead and direct men and women who were recovering from wounds, illnesses, or injuries back to health, whether that meant returning them back to the Army or assisting them in their transition into the civilian life. It was definitely a blessing. And from New York, my family and I moved to Georgia, where I attended a military school. And right now, we are living in Spokane, Washington, just a little northeast of you guys, and I'm at Gonzaga University, ROTC department. And again, just having the opportunity to bless, train, teach, and mentor, and hopefully motivate cadets here at Gonzaga. So again, it's awesome.
That is so exciting. We hear that when military people come back from active duty, the transition is very difficult.
Yes.
Even if you're totally able-bodied, it's still very difficult.
Yeah.
There's some real psychological issues. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, no, I definitely can. I had every one of those. You know, the fear. You see life and death situations. You're in life and death situations. You have to take people's lives. You see your friends' lives being taken and injured. The psychiatric, the psyche of what a human has to do is hard and is tragic, and the stresses of life. When you come back to America, the fear of an improvised explosive device in the road, the fear that someone will do something wrong, is definitely prevalent. But it's not focusing on those injuries and illnesses and things that can go wrong in our lives, but it's more importantly what God has enabled us to do and the freedoms in which we have in this country, our Constitution and what we fight for, and that's just the process. And it's my personal opinion not to focus on the medication and the things in which can kind of mask the problem, but go to the problem and ask God to help you through them. And that's what really has worked for me, is just continually building my relationship with God, with my loved ones, my wife, my children, my family, and that has cured me 100%. That I'm a new man.
Well, you're a delight and an inspiration, Captain Scotty Smiley, with us today. I got to let you go, but quickly, let me just ask you, are you able to share your faith in your position now?
I am. I'm able to speak anywhere in my free time and even in the military. We have a website, www.hopeunseen.com, and I'm able to speak to companies, corporations, businesses, churches. But yes, I do share my faith in uniform. I'm unabashed, just like the centurion in the Bible, not embarrassed to go to God and for Him. Ask for His help. It's what my personal choices have been, and I share my faith and live that life every day. And I just encourage everyone else to do the same.
Well, Captain, thank you. God bless you, my friend. Thanks for your service again. Thank you for your testimony. We'll have you back, and our prayers are with you as God uses you all over the country. Have a great day.
Thank you so much. God bless.
God bless. All right.